Evolution of a Nobody, Book 2, Chapters 38 and 39, What Remains After Silence. What kind of a son am I? I knew she was struggling. But I did nothing then worse. When she died, I did all this? Albert looked up at the hanging air fresheners and then at the preserved corpse. I was such a pathetic coward that I played pretend, make-believe, and let her lie here rather than give her a decent burial. How could I? Albert asked rhetorically. He had no expectation of an answer, but that didn't stop those with him from offering one. Stop that! Raziel admonished him and tightened her hold. You're her son. It was her job to look after you, not the other way around. The demonic creature looked far less menacing than before. If anything, the wounded look on her face, the way her eyes moved as if she wanted to hold him but also feared to do so, suggested there was more to what she said than just the words on the surface. My sister is right. You can do everything in your power to be there for someone, but you can't take their pain. You can't read their minds. Wait, can you? No, this world doesn't have that, Liala corrected herself with haste and ran a silk soft hand through his sandy hair. There's just nothing you could have done. No reason you should have known. It didn't stop the guilt rampaging through his heart, but it begged another question. If you've known for so long, why didn't you... I don't know. Do anything when you could have? Why would you want to stay with a freak who lives with... Albert stared at the body, searching for a way to say a corpse without saying a corpse, but anything he could have said was silenced when Raziel interjected. Hush! The demoness said with reproach, her black wing tensed at his back. You aren't a freak. You were just wounded, and with nobody to help nurse you back to health, the wound festered. How can you be blamed for that? Not a lot of wounds have this result, Albert retorted. It doesn't take but one kind, and as for why we didn't go... Go where? Liala said in a hushed little voice. We've got nowhere to go, and you took us in. We needed you. How could we have gone, even if we had somewhere to go to, once we understood that you had needs too? Liala slid her hand from his head to his cheek and turned him to face the angel blue pools of her eyes. We're your friends, Albert. We're not going to just vanish when we can see you need help, even if we can't tell what kind it is. This is why I did the thing that I did, Raziel said in a tiny voice. I was afraid of what would happen if you knew. I was trying to protect you, and I was wrong. I'm sorry. I can't undo what I did. I don't dare ask for your forgiveness, but if I can help you now, if you tell me how I can help you, when you know the truth, I'll do anything I can. No lies, no magic, no trickery. I promise. Raziel's voice had a tinge of wounding that was made all the more clear by the way she hung her head, unable to properly look at him even while she gave him the warmth of her body in front of the cold bones and dead flesh of his mother. I left her here too long. There's only one thing I can think of, and if you two mean it, then there is something you can do. Albert pushed aside their wings. They moved feathers and leather out of the way at his behest, revealing the body to his eyes again. Name it, the pair said in unison. Help me lay her to rest. I screwed up bad. If anyone finds her here, they may think I killed her. If I'd just been a man and... Albert was standing up when he felt the sharp talons of Raziel dig a little into his skin. You were a boy, not a man. Don't punish yourself. This wasn't a choice. Nobody would make a choice to live the way you have. You were pushed into a nightmare not of your making, Raziel insisted, and then stood up with him, as did Liala. It doesn't matter. Albert wiped the vision-blurring water from his eyes. They'd still blame me now, but I didn't do this. I didn't kill her, but I'm the bad seed. I can hear them already. What else can you expect from the son of a murderer and the woman that loved him? Or some other nonsense. Now, if they find out I've been living this lie for so long... What do you want us to do? Liala asked. Please, she stepped close to him, pressing herself to his side. Tell us how we can help you with her. Laying her to rest, that means a burial. I want to find somewhere nice, somewhere beautiful, and I have to take her out of here. Somewhere I can visit her, but where I won't be seen. Does that make sense? He asked, and his two companions nodded. I can play the role of Mrs. Lamarck a while longer. I'll make sure I'm seen. Nobody will ever know what happened here, Raziel vowed, her talons digging into his skin again when her hand tensed. He ignored it, not even wincing. I can fly at night. I'll search for a place, somewhere she would like, with water and woods and a beautiful view. And when I find it, we'll use magic to disguise her. Then you can bury her with the love and reverence she deserves, Leala said, and leaning forward, she kissed his cheek. You don't have to go to school. We'll chocolate the paperwork to get us enrolled, and we'll bring you what you need while you mourn. You won't even have to leave your home. That's my promise, Leala said with the wisp of a loving smile tracing over her lips. The saying is fudge the paperwork, Leala. Fudge the paperwork. Albert felt the burst of laughter in spite of everything. The need to laugh was all the more stark and clear in the moment, and so he let it out unimpeded. I thought fudge was chocolate. So confusing, Leala said when a little shy blush rose to her cheeks. Don't worry about it. It's close enough, but now... Can you two, he glanced from one to the other, just leave me alone with her for a moment? I just need to say a few things, private things. I won't do anything, I won't hurt myself or do anything crazy. I just want a little time with just her and I, what's left of her, I mean. Leala, Raziel said in a crystal-clear voice after taking one step herself and seeing that the angel hesitated. Let's go, he needs a minute. She inclined her head toward the door, and when she took another step, the angel followed. They closed the door behind them as they exited and left Albert alone. Is it really a good idea to leave him completely alone in there? Leala whispered from behind Raziel, placing her head on her sister's shoulder to ensure her tiny voice could be heard with ease. The cool, angelic breath wafted over Raziel's ear and caused it to twitch. As an answer, Raziel gave only a very small nod, then raised her hand and waved backward, gesturing for her sister to withdraw further from the room. As the angel withdrew, Raziel followed, and then, when she had the space, she pointed toward the room they shared with Albert. Leala accepted Raziel's unspoken suggestion, and the two withdrew into his room. Not that long ago you were willing to manipulate him in the worst way possible. Now you leave him alone with the corpse you were afraid he'd find? Leala pursed her lips. What gives? She crossed her arms in front of her chest, and Raziel flopped herself on Albert's bed, quiet while it squeaked. When it was quiet again and ceased to bounce her up and down, the demon answered. Because I was wrong, really wrong. Not just morally, I underestimated him. She turned her head to look up at her sister as the angel closed the door and went to sit at Albert's computer desk. Another thing I have to make up for, but he is stronger than I thought. He cried a lot. Maybe he's still going. But did you feel he was a danger to himself? No, I guess not. He wanted to say goodbye. Leala acknowledged. If he were going to take his life, he wouldn't be like that. Not if humans are at all like home, and at least we have some things in common. Can I take that to mean? Raziel let the question hang. I did find something, Leala answered. They call it dissociative amnesia 1, and it happens in some people exposed to serious trauma. Can we do anything? Raziel instantly asked before Leala could begin to go on at length. Leala closed her mouth with glacial slowness and kept her luminous eyes on her sister. From what I read, family therapy is a common treatment, but his family, they're dead. He doesn't have any family left to help him, Leala said. And then after a long silence hung between the pair before Raziel rolled onto her side and said with finality, Yes, he does. Leala's wings twitched. You're right, she whispered, and looked away from her sister and toward the door, waiting for him to call for them again. Albert's uncertain hand came out to touch the remnant of lifeless flesh that once constituted a vibrant and loving hand. I'm sorry, he said, as his sweat moistened the flesh at his touch. I'm sorry you're dead. I'm sorry I couldn't see that you were dead. I'm sorry I left you here. Raz and Leala, they say this wasn't on me. It sure feels like it is, though, but you were a great mom. I know you wouldn't blame me. That's not who you were. Albert's lower lip trembled as he tried to force out words. He bit down on the flesh of his mouth while he blinked back tears as fast as he could move his eyelids. If I'd known what you were doing, I'd have wanted to go with you so you wouldn't go alone. Maybe that's why you didn't say anything. I wish I knew why you'd done what you did. I wish I could talk to you, drink coffee with you. I wish you could know my friends. I have friends again. They're weird, but they're good ones. I couldn't talk to you now if they weren't. Albert swallowed the lump in his throat. They're going to help me take care of you. to put you somewhere you can rest easy. Some place where we had good memories, back when we were family. Or maybe somewhere different, fresh, but the kind of place you like. I'll think of something. He looked away from her body and toward the empty wall. This is the worst birthday in my life. God, I wish I knew why you'd done it, and if I could have done something to stop you. He turned his face toward her again, his eye locking on the noose that hung like a dread necklace around her throat. I know at least that I can't leave that on you. He rose to stand on shaking legs and leaned over her head, the empty eyes staring back up at him while his equally shaky hands fumbled with the rope while trying not to put his hands on her throat. Come on, loosen, please! Albert begged the rope while his fingers badly mimicked nimbleness, fumbling pointlessly around as he braced the rope at the coil and tugged at the single loop that ran through it. Her body jostled and rocked back and forth as he yanked and yanked and yanked some more until he managed to draw it open enough, and with little rapid jerking motions he was able to inch it over her head and away from her broken neck. Just a little more, Mom, and you'll be free. No, you're already free. He rambled and straightened up, taking the rope away and throwing it at the wall behind him. It slapped the wall with an audible snap and crumbled into a heap on the carpeted floor. No one will hurt you? No one will make fun of you? Nobody? I should be glad for you, maybe? Should I? Albert flopped himself down on the floor and brought his knees up to his chest. No, I just don't want to feel like this. God damn. Albert sat there and shoved his back against the wall hard enough to make a heavy thud while he quietly began weeping for the dead. It had to be an hour or more by his estimation before his eyes ran dry and he finally spoke again. I'm done crying over everything. I don't really know if maybe somewhere you can hear this, but if you can, you remember what I said about defending myself. I don't want things to keep going like this. I want to remember. I want to get better. I'll put you to rest, comfortably, with as much love as I can. Then I'm going to live. I'll do what you couldn't, what Dad couldn't. His lips curled in a snarl of fury, and he lowered his chin to rest on his knees. This shit town won't break me like it did you two. I promise. If you're waiting for me somewhere, you'll have to wait till I'm an old man. Even if it's just to spite these assholes around us. His mother said nothing back. And Albert, this time, knew she couldn't speak again. And terrible as that knowledge was, he didn't feel himself about to break beneath its weight. He rose to his feet, went to the door, and called out, Liala, Raz, I need you.